I'll talk a little bit before we get ready to get on the boat. Coast Guard wants me to tell you about the safety equipment, tell you about the boat before we get on here. We've got 65 adult life vests on the boat, 10 children's vests. They're like any other life jacket. You slide your arms through, they tie at the bottom, tie at the top. There's a D-ring strap, comes around, you snap it, pull it tight, tighten up the life jackets. Life jackets are stowed under the seats on the right and left or downstairs in the bunk room. There's 2 life floats on the boat, one on the top, one on the bow. They're designed to float free in case of an emergency. We never need them. We don't plan on needing them today, but they do want you to know where they're at, what they do. Anytime you're on the boat, both feet flat on the floor, no sitting up on the sides or hanging over the rail. The bow of the boat is the most dangerous place on the boat. If it's the least bit rough, the deckhands will ask you nobody pass a step up on the boat. If you do go up there, both feet on the floor and one hand on the safety rail at all times. There's a white cable. Nobody pass the cable up there, guys. I can't see you from where I sit. If you were to fall overboard, I'd run over you and never know what happened to you. It is a dangerous, dangerous place up there. We've got 2 bathrooms on board the boat. They're all the way forward in the cabin, down about 3 steps on your right and left. They are marine heads. They take human waste and toilet paper only. There's garbage cans in the bathroom for any other paper products you need to dispose of. There's a foot pedal on the front of the toilets you step on to flush the toilets. There is a strange thing about the toilets on this boat, guys. It's one of the funniest things I've ever ran across. If the toilet gets stopped up during the day and I have to come down and fix it, the fish quit biting. We never seem to catch any fish after somebody tears the toilet up. So let's make sure we have a good day of fishing and I don't have to work on the toilet. And a fish will bite a whole lot better that way. Coolers stay outside, please. Please put them around the fish boxes or where they're going to put you on the side of the boat to fish. Please don't take them inside the boat. Every time you get a drink out, it drips water on the inside of the boat. And after 100 days of fishing, the carpet's soaking wet and it molds and mildews and stinks. And it's nasty inside the boat. So please keep coolers outside on the deck. Anything you want to keep dry, put it inside. Now we're going to talk about the fun part. We're going to talk about fishing. Guys, listen to what I'm telling you. It's hot. I'm spending my time to tell you this because it's important. We fish with all circle hooks. A circle hook is just what the name implies. It's been in a complete circle. With a circle hook, when the fish bites, you don't snatch. If you snatch, all it'll do is slide right out of his mouth. It won't catch the fish. What has to happen when the fish bites, he'll turn to swim away and the hook will roll and it grabs him right in the corner of the mouth. Guys, I got some big guys on the boat today. These are little wire circle hooks and 60-pound line. This is what I have to use to get the fish to bite. The drags are set on every one of these reels. If the drag is slipping and the fish is pulling drag, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Don't tighten it up or stick your thumb on the spool or rear back, because if you do, you're gonna break the line. You're gonna lose that big fish. I know it's exciting when you get him on. I'm gonna show him who's boss and wind him to the top. No, you're not. You're gonna tell a fish story about how he got away. Guys, you cannot do that. These hooks, guys, I can't bend that hook with my hands, but if you rear back with that rod, you can straighten that hook out. Now think about this, guys. Remember what I told you? That fish hook hooks that fish in the lip. If you stuck that hook through my lip, will that pick my body weight up? Absolutely not. It will not support your body weight. Think about that, guys. When you go to bowing up on that, you got a 1/4-inch piece of flesh holding that fish. Be gentle, be easy, hold your rod level, let it act like a spring. The rods need to be right here. Right arm, under your right arm, left hand in front, hold it dead level. When he pulls, let it bend, it'll act like a spring. The reel will slip, and when it slips, it's doing what it's supposed to do. And it'll pull a few turns, get a few turns on him, hold it level, let him pull, and it'll pull, and it's all right. I had a guy tell me, "Captain, he was getting away." No, he's getting away when you go to rearing back on him and pull him. He got away because the guy straightened the hook out and broke him off. Guys, when you get a hold of that fish hook, take your hands and pull on that fish hook and see how strong that hook is. We've caught 350-pound sharks if you'll be patient. When you get your fish on, hold your rod level, steadily reel your fish to the top. When you get to the top, stop. Kevin, Cole, need a gaff. They'll look over the side. If it's a big enough fish, they'll come gaff it. It's a fish if they can. They'll lift it in the boat. If it's a smaller fish, you grab your rod in the middle, bring it to you. It'll get your leader, and you gently lift your fish in the boat. One no-no on the boat. We call it cane poling, guys. People get all excited and they got a big fish on, and what's going to happen if that hook tears out? Standing here on the dock, you can see how ridiculous that is. The lead's going to go flying, the fish is going to go flying, somebody's going to get hurt. If you could sit 100 yards from this boat when the fish start biting, you'll see a cloud starting to float off this boat. That's common sense leaving. The minute the fish slow down, golly, I wish I had to kick my kid and screamed at them people and acted silly, but you don't get to take that back. Be nice to the people around you. If my buddy here's got a big fish on and he's bowed up and he's doing all he can do, don't walk over and drop right on top of where he's fishing. Let him get his fish up and get it to the top. How snapper fishing works, guys, we fish for a boat limit of fish. If you get your 2 fish, swap over and start fishing with squid. Once you get your 2, if you catch another one, we're going to give it to somebody on the boat that don't have a fish. If we get a limit of fish, we're done. Guys, I apologize ahead of time. I can't sit and let 30 people fish waiting for one guy to catch a fish. I'd kill 3 days worth of fish to do that. You have to understand, it's conservation, guys. I don't want to do it that way, but it's the only fair way to the resource out here. Now, everybody's going fishing because they want to catch a big fish. Nobody wants to come home with a little fish. I'm going to tell you how to catch a big fish. Guys, look up at the top of that building. I want you from that building up. If you're fishing from there down to the bottom, you're going to catch little fish. Little fish live down close to the bottom where they can duck into the structure and hide. Test me on this today. One of your neighbors today is going to say, I caught that one on the bottom, go to the bottom. When you go to the bottom, you're going to get a 16-inch fish. When you get a 16-inch fish, he's going in your bucket. He's going home with you. Later in the day, when I move the boat and they weigh 8 pounds, you're going to be angry because you've got that little fish in your bucket. Don't fish on the bottom. Well, how do I tell? First drop of the day, don't put any bait on your hook. Go all the way to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest of the day, 5 or above. Will you get a bite as quick? Absolutely not. You will not get that quick bite. But what you will get when you get one is a nicer fish. I get paid the same. It don't matter if he weighs 2 pounds to me or 12 pounds. I get paid the same. So you catch what you want. If you want little ones, fish on the bottom and you'll get you a fish and you'll be done. If you fish up in the water, you'll get a bigger, nicer fish. When you come up to bait your hook today, with a rod at shoulder height, with a lead just about your feet, it'll swing right back to you. You can grab it, wrap it around your reel handle, slide it in the holder. Always lean over to bait your hook. Here's what happens. It's 2 foot out there, guys. The hold up yesterday was in the trough. You got this reeled up here and the boat's rocking and you're staggering around and you're reaching and you finally get a hold of the hook and the boat rocks and you're gonna grab. The next thing coming is that circle hook. When you get the circle hook in you, the deckhands are gonna come get me and I'm gonna come downstairs and I'm gonna twist it in 2 circles, yank it out as hard as I can, and if I can make you scream loud enough, nobody else will reach up to bait their hook all day long, and I won't have to go over that anymore. Guys, don't reach up to bait that hook. You'll get a hook in your hand. The deckhands will show you how to bait your hook. When you bait your hook with the head portion of the minnow, you want to go straight through the eye socket one time. With the tail portion where it's cut in half, you want to go through the end of the tail piece. Don't hook the bait in the middle. If you do, in the current, it spins. Nothing in the Gulf of Mexico spins. If your bait is spinning, the fish are not going to eat it. It has to be hooked straight in line so it lays flat in the water, and then the fish will eat it. That's pretty much it, guys. Make sure we got your tokens. The last 2 things we're going to talk about, guys, the deckhands. Kevin and Cole been here an hour and a half before this trip leaves. They'll be here for 2.5 hours after you guys go home. They're going to cut bait for you today. They're going to take fish off. They're going to keep tangles out. They will work themselves to death for you guys today. Make sure you tip them appropriately. The water's muddy, it's hot, it's July, the fish are spawning. The fish bite hasn't been the best in the world, but we're going to catch fish today. I'm going to take you where there's fish that'll bite, and we'll catch fish today. You guys have to work at it. That's not any of our fault. You can't fault the fishing on Kevin and Cole because they still have the same job to do. Make sure you tip the deckhands appropriately. They'll clean fish when we get home for 30 cents a pound, whole weight. They'll bag them up and for you to enjoy and take home. Now, the biggest complaint I hear off the boat is about tangles. I'm going to show you how to stop the tangle problem before it even gets started. When we go fishing today, when you drop down, I want you to stay down 10 to 15 seconds. If you hadn't caught a fish in 10 to 15 seconds, you need to come up and check your bait. When you drop it down, put it in gear, and you feel bump, bump, bump. Well, he'll come back and bite in a minute. He'll come back and bite in a minute. We're snapper fishing, hence the name snapper. When he snaps that bait about twice, it's gone. Come up and get you another one. We spend 90% of our time on this boat fishing with no bait. Drop down, put it in gear, bump, bump, bump. He'll come back in a minute. No, it's gone. Come up and do it again. Okay? Watch this, guys. When I drop down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put my reel in gear. I'm gonna tighten my line up. See my rod bend? Okay, I'm good. I got my rod tip high, peck, 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 feed him down to right there, slowly start reeling. When I get my fish on, hold it dead level and steadily reel. Bring him to the top and you got him. If my line looks like this, imagine if I'm standing at the front of the boat and my line's got this kind of angle to it. I'm behind 15 people on this side. I'm gonna tangle up 15 people when I come up. When that happens is when the fish are starting to bite. I'm gonna wait just a second, get another bite. I'm gonna wait a second, get a bite. Then you tangle 12 people up and 12 of you miss that bite of fish. This is not catfishing in the river. This is action-packed, drop and reel, drop and reel, drop and reel. Not a lot of waiting to it. When the fish are biting, it's fast and furious. You can have 2 red snapper. When you get one on, a lot of times the guys will lift your fish in the boat and they'll leave it with you for a few minutes so they can get the other fish in the boat. You can only have 2. We try to catch 8 fish off a spot. When we get 8 fish, I'm gonna ask you to come up and we're gonna move on. Well, why in the world are you gonna do that? If I go to my first stop of the day and I catch 50 fish that are 16 inches, and I move later in the day and they're all 16 pounds, which one you want to keep? Captain, can I throw these little dead ones over to keep them big ones? No, absolutely not. So we're gonna fish several spots quick. Bump, 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 moving place to place to place. We'll get some big ones, we'll get some medium-sized ones, we'll get some little ones, and it's a mixed bag of fish. That way you get a better representation of what we catch out here. If I sit in one place and let you catch, I know where there's a place that I can go sit down right now, and in 15 minutes I can have the whole boat limited out with 16¼ inch fish, pound and a quarter fish. That's not gonna make you guys very happy. There's a lot of fish out here, so we'll hop around. If the fish are biting, I'll sit right there. Once you get your 2 snapper, we'll have squid in the bucket, swap over and fish with squid, catch you some vermilions and other stuff. That's pretty much it. Guys, Kevin will assign you a place to fish on the boat. We do it based on group size. Please don't fuss and fight over the back of the boat. It does not matter where you fish. There'll be fish caught all over this boat all day long. Some of my locals that fish with me, they fish on that 3rd seat up at the front. That way they're away from the propellers and the wheel wash. And after that, people see them go on there a couple of times, that's where they want to fish because they think that's where they're biting at. Don't matter, there'll be fish caught everywhere. That's it, guys. Make sure you got your tokens, and let's get on and get out of here.